CEO Andy Byron has officially resigned after the Coldplay incident the other day. If you've been living under a rock, this has taken over the world. Basically, him and his mistress, who actually is the HR chief at the same company, were caught going to a Coldplay concert the other day. Here's the video.
Stop what you're doing, because what was supposed to be just another Coldplay concert, yeah, it just flipped into a full-on disaster movie. And somehow Chris Martin got dragged straight into the middle of a billionaire-sized mess. That's right. Mr. Fix You himself is now the unexpected spark behind one of the wildest corporate takedowns of the year. Here's how it all blew up. The concert's packed, the vibe is chilled to until that kiss cam starts scanning the crowd. Then bam, it locks onto Andy Byron, the billionaire CEO of Astronomer, that massive tech company everyone's been watching. But wait, who's sitting next to him? Snuggled up a little too close? Kristin Cabot, his company's head of HR, and the kicker, they're both married, just not to each other. The moment the camera zoomed in, they looked like deer in headlights, faces frozen, hands stiff, caught red-handed. You could feel the tension through the screen. And just to crank up the awkwardness to a whole new level, Chris Martin, totally unaware of the scandal he just activated, jokes into the mic. Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. Boom. Stadium lost its mind. That mic drop moment turned the concert into ground zero for a scandal heard around the world. Words started flying instantly. Andy Byron apparently freaked out. Eyewitnesses say he stormed backstage, boiling mad. Some even say he tried confronting Coldplay's crew. And maybe even Chris Martin himself. From there, it was no longer just music, it was full-blown drama.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
There's more reaction to the story everyone's talking about. The CEO caught on kiss cam at a Coldplay concert, snuggling with his head of human resources. Today, there are serious questions whether they will be forced to leave their jobs. Allison Hall has the latest.
Mixing billionaire secrets, office romance, broken marriages, and a rock legend accidentally caught in the crossfire. Now imagine being Andy Byron, tech mogul and supposed genius, just trying to chill at a concert. You're way up in the nosebleeds thinking you're invisible. Instead, you and your HR chief get exposed in full HD for the entire stadium and the entire internet to see. All it took was one zoom and your whole world crumbled. And let's not forget, they're both married to other people. The kiss cam thought it was just getting a fun little moment. Instead, it broadcast what looked like the real-life trailer for Silicon Valley, the Secret Affairs edition. 1 second, you're sipping your overpriced concert beer. The next, you're internet famous for all the wrong reasons. And then Chris Martin, not knowing the storm he just kicked off, drops that cheeky line about an affair. It was just a joke, but that joke set the whole stadium on fire. Crowd was screaming, laughing, losing it. But behind the scenes, flames, pure chaos. In less than an hour, the internet had turned into an investigation zone. People started pulling up receipts.
Do you think if they had not tried to hide, Coldplay would have moved on?
100%. I think if they acted natural, no one would have thought twice. What a cute couple. I mean, I'm sure people in their inner circle might have caught something, but I definitely wouldn't have posted that video if the reaction wasn't the way that.
LinkedIn pages, press releases, wedding announcements. Reddit went full detective mode. Twitter went feral. And once everyone realized Kristin wasn't just some random woman, she was the head of HR for Andy's company, that's when things got nuclear. People found Andy's wife on Facebook. Small profile, quiet presence, not famous, not flashy. But that didn't stop strangers from hitting her page with comments like, just in case you missed this, and then boom, she drops Andy's last name from her bio. No caption, no statement, just one cold move that said everything without saying a word. Kristin's husband? No post, no clap back, but insiders say he found out like the rest of us, scrolling through the chaos. No warning, just blindsided by the internet. This wasn't just a little scandal, it was an international mess. And then Andy made it worse, way worse. A so-called apology letter started making the rounds online. And no joke, this man sprinkled Coldplay lyrics into it. Yup, he's writing to his wife, his staff, his kids, talking about how the private moment felt violated. And then has the audacity to end the letter with, "Lights will guide you home, and I will try to fix you." Sir? The internet didn't let him breathe after that. Comments were ruthless. People called him delusional, tone deaf, and straight up corny.
And in a new statement from Astronomer, they said they are committed to the values and culture that have guided us since their founding. And Andy Byron has tendered his resignation and the board of directors has accepted. They were running an internal investigation into the relationship of the two because no one seemingly knew up until this point. And let me just say, if they just played it off and didn't run away from the camera when they were on this Jumbotron or whatever at this concert, no one would have ever looked into it. But because of the reaction and what Chris Martin said,
nobody could tell if he was trolling or just that disconnected from reality, but oh, it wasn't even close to over. Behind the scenes, Andy was spiraling, not just embarrassed, he was reportedly livid. Sources say he blamed the Coldplay camera crew, demanded meetings, and even pointed fingers at Chris Martin for creating a viral scandal. Yes, he really tried to pin this on a rock star doing his job. Whispers say someone from Andy's team reached out to Coldplay's management, demanding they do damage control. Some even say Andy wanted a public apology from Chris Martin. Like, does this man think Chris was supposed to get back on the mic and say, "Oops, my bad for catching your sneaky moment on camera"? Bro, please. And it gets juicier. A Reddit user claimed Andy's legal team sent out a formal notice calling the concert footage non-consensual. Non-consensual? My dude, you were cuddled up with your coworker at a sold-out show in a giant stadium with cameras rolling and a Jumbotron the size of a building. Privacy? That's gone the minute you swiped your ticket. Meanwhile, Chris Martin? Silent. Zero tweets, zero drama, zero reaction. That's how you handle heat. Say nothing, keep playing your set, and let the clowns show themselves. The man was literally just vibing on stage, and now he's become the accidental symbol of marital karma. But let's be clear, Chris Martin doesn't owe anybody an apology. The only thing he exposed was the truth. And now, the corporate fallout is insane. Astronomer, Andy's billion-dollar baby, is on fire. Kristin's profile is gone from their website. Vanished, like she never existed. No statement, no explanation. People are saying she's either been canned or quietly placed on leave while execs scramble to mop up the mess. And it's not just gossip anymore, this is an active investigation. Word is, Astronomer has launched an internal review. They're checking receipts, flights, hotel expenses, company credit card logs. People are wondering, were funds misused for secret meetups? Did other board members know and stay quiet? Was there a cover-up? The whole situation has cracked wide open.
of course, then people did digging and found out that these two are coworkers and they are really high up, and he was cheating on his wife with the HR chief at his company that he founded. Also, a new Page Six article came out about Kristin Cabot, who is the HR chief, and whether or not she was married when this happened. A Facebook post in 2024 showed that she had a ring on her finger, and some property records obtained by the post showed that her and her, I guess, ex or current husband were co-residents of a New Hampshire home. I don't know, this whole thing is such a mess. What do you...
Behind the scenes, the board of directors is meeting in secret. Andy's still technically CEO, but trust gone. Some sources say he's hanging by a thread. People are already placing bets on who's gonna take his spot, because after this, it's not if he steps down, it's when. And here's where it gets extra petty. Reddit users started pulling up old corporate photos, business retreat videos, even behind the scenes shots from conferences, and yep, there they were. Andy and Kristin looking just a little too cozy. All the signs were there, we just didn't catch them, until now. The internet's calling this the tech world's Titanic, and honestly, not wrong. There's talk that this scandal could change how HR departments function in big tech moving forward. HR leaders used to be untouchable. Now, not so much. And the video, still viral. Memes are flying, TikToks are dropping, parody songs are hitting Spotify. It's full circus mode. Let's not forget, Kristin was the one who wrote the company's ethics code. Yes, the same person who ran trainings on professional boundaries is now starring in her own HR horror story. Caught on camera, vibing with her married boss. Imagine being an employee at Astronomer. You're forced to sit through one of her seminars about respect in the workplace, and then boom, she's out here writing a whole soap opera on that Jumbotron. The irony is next level. People online aren't buying the just a slip-up excuse either. They say the body language, the comfort, it didn't scream new affair. Nah, this looked familiar. Like this wasn't the first Coldplay show. Just the first one where they got exposed. Now Andy's cornered. If he stays CEO, his leadership's forever tainted. If he resigns, it's basically admitting guilt. And if he dares come for Chris Martin legally, he'll just become a bigger internet punchline than he already is. Every move is a trap. His marriage, most likely done. His rep, shattered. And his workplace, Let's just say folks are already whispering behind his back and cracking jokes in Slack channels. This isn't just scandal, it's humiliation, the kind you don't bounce back from. Meanwhile, people are showing mad love to Andy's wife. She's being called a queen, a hero, a survivor. Comments everywhere say, "Get the bag," and "Take half and walk, sis." And honestly, facts. She's handled this whole circus with silence and class, while her husband's become an international meme. And that's where Andy truly fumbled. He forgot how ruthless the internet can be. This isn't just trending for a weekend. This is permanent. This is scandal history. This is being stitched into TikToks, joked about in HR workshops, and turned into case studies for years to come. People are now editing Coldplay's Fix You over the kiss cam footage like it's a cinematic tragedy. Andy wanted to live low-key. Now he's the lead in a digital soap opera nobody can stop watching. Even LinkedIn turned savage. Folks are commenting Coldplay lyrics under Andy's old posts like it's karaoke night. One user said, "This is the biggest workplace violation since Enron." Another joked, "Getting exposed at a Coldplay concert is the new way to get fired." Over on X, formerly Twitter, the roast sessions won't stop. One viral tweet said, "Cheated on his wife, got caught in 4K, and blamed Chris Martin like he's the affair police." Another read, "Plot twist. Chris was singing directly to Andy's wife the whole time." Savage! And we have to give credit where it's due. MVP of the night, the Coldplay camera guy. Whoever that hero is deserves a raise, a promotion, and a Hollywood deal. That one camera zoom sparked a corporate scandal, ended a marriage, shook a billion-dollar company, and gave us meme material for the next decade. Was it a coincidence? Or did the camera op know exactly what they were doing? Some fans think it was personal. What if that camera operator used to work for Andy and got laid off? Imagine the revenge. One zoom and your ex-boss is toast. Netflix, you watching? This needs a docuseries. Immediately. But regardless of intent, that camera angle changed everything. It didn't just catch a moment, it detonated an entire empire. It proved that no matter how much money, status, or power you have, one tiny lens can end it all. So what's the real lesson here? Don't cheat. But if you're gonna ignore that, don't do it at a sold-out Coldplay concert with 60,000 people and HD cameras locked in on your every move. Because that one shady hug in section 312, that became the Zoom heard round the world. Andy thought he was safe. Instead, he bought a front row ticket to his own downfall. Chris Martin, innocent. Just strumming his guitar, vibing with the crowd, and accidentally triggering one of the most chaotic corporate collapses in recent memory. This story has betrayal, backstabbing, irony, tech drama, and a rock star punchline. If Netflix isn't writing the script already, they're sleeping on pure gold. Now, we need your take. Did Andy really try to come for Coldplay? Should Chris Martin ever respond? Or is this just what happens when shady folks get caught slipping in the spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments, slam that like button, hit that subscribe, and don't forget to turn on those notifications because this wild saga, it's only getting messier. See you in the next one.